Hello. Let's see here. My name is Chad Brown, and I am talking today about our Final Fantasy and the joy of finally getting my PlayStation character there, and also with that, starting, and I mean it'd be like a camera. Woo! Okay. Of getting baseball. Just got baseball today. Still in plastic, as you can see. And it is the 10th anniversary of MLB The Show with Yasiel Puig on there. I think it's going to be an interesting baseball year. Not on power. I think they corrected the whole supply and demand curve for power. I guess for pitching. Because a lot of teams changed their pitching this year, and out of 5 starters, I don't think a lot of them have beyond 2 starters that they can really depend on. So this year might be interesting. I don't know if that'll automatically translate into the year of the hitter from mislocation from pitchers. Usually with bad pitching, you have bad locationing. Bad locationing, you have more home runs being hit off pitches that should have been down and away type thing, or down and in tightly to Maddox sinker balls type thing, that type of sense, rather than over the fence by 450, 470, 480 type thing, that and 430 down the line, shortstops getting in with 390 in the gap and stuff like that. So, 390, 375, yeah. Although some gaps are 387, 380, some are 370, 376, so that would get them out of there and deemed power hitting. Yeah. But it just it's just deemed a bad pitcher. That's good to know. For making other conclusions. Yeah, I did quote that. But to do that, we have to meet the minimum here, and in meeting the minimum of the 40 gigabytes, I have to meet the minimum on my drive here at 22.02 gigabytes of free space. Okay. That was interesting. It was 17 earlier, like 17.99 or 17.89 or something like that. Now it's 22.02. Something, I guess, finally registered. This is the capture gallery. I've captured Final Fantasy, Madden. I don't really have a lot of trophies. Let's see here. I have 35 trophies. Some in Final Fantasy. My rare one in Final Fantasy, because I haven't beaten the game, is Veteran Logger, log 1,000 mature trees. See what I just... Football, I've got almost as many silver. I've got reach your keys, earn at least a bronze medal in 19 football concept drills, and earn at least a bronze medal in 8 strategy drills, and hold on here. Woo. Earn at least a bronze medal in all 8 advanced offensive drills. 5.1%, very rare population there. And, but some have completed the whole list, so 6.4% rare. I kind of enjoy the fact that I did the drill as such, with 95% of the population being, different, or not different, but it's an extreme valuation. But I haven't earned every Madden NFL trophy, ultra rare, 0.1% of the population has achieved that. You know, I think you have to do the online and not online versions type thing too. That might be a thing, but it just depends on that. So, using a creative player, coach, or owner has surpassed the legacy of the actual ones, the John Harbaugh Legacy Award. But I went with the Seattle owner, Paul. I don't know his last name. Yeah. I want to say like Paul Ryan or something like that. I think that's close, but it's not exact. Anyway, I gotta free up some space on that. Here. I was doing Type 0, but we were doing some space, and it is violent. It's most of it's not that violent. Afterwards, it's just watching girls in Catholic schoolgirl dresses or religion dresses or uniform dresses with like plaid uniform dresses that don't go to the knees, taking the knees. But the rest of it is her fencing through, and there's blood spray and things like that, and there's katanas on the other guy and pole arms and flicking and stuff. But some of the cutscenes are fairly violent, almost like 1882, like grenade fire and things of that nature, glass shattering and going through standards or military things like that. It is very visceral. Dragon Age Inquisition, I was doing that beforehand, but I stopped doing that because we were working so much on Final Fantasy. As you can see, 258.7 gigabytes of data stored captured with Final Fantasy. And with Madden, I've got 55.18 gigabytes stored, a total of 325 gigabytes within all the systems. I've got to lighten up my machine so that we can place baseball on there. As such, we gotta see all cute. And in that, fishism type thing. I think I do have a picture of her. Let's go here, screenshot. Let's go. I usually take a screenshot when I'm doing some of the work. Yeah. And this was the character that was the beginning of Trisha, Seven Springs, Treiya. And with Treiya, she was the first character I had for not PlayStation 4, but during the computer version, which needed a NVIDIA GeForce 770 and an Intel 5 to maintain the video game. I was trying to benchmark onto it, but I had an Intel 3 and I couldn't do it. Actually, I did it the first time with 1006, and then I tried it. I'm like, I can get higher than that, and I couldn't. And I never got back on. And she was the character I created for that. I was part of it. Went to the Lodestone, and can I say that now after release? Yeah. And I did that. We're 2 years. Are we still on non-disclosure after 2 years? And she was the character. No, we can. You? I thought you had your... Okay. I just... she was my first character, but she is not the first character that I played when I got the PlayStation 4, being Kenkadzu, the Paladin Conjurer White Mage. And so I really like her character, and she's really neat, but I never played her, and now I am playing her character for the first time, and I put her on other sites, Twitter, my Twitter account under Chad Brown, and my account with the Google all have her face on it with the original PlayStation beta testing the game in that August or right before August release type thing. And I think that was 2013, might have been 14, but I think it's 13. And that was 2015 now, so it was 2 years ago. But that's not the character I ended up playing. That's Curious George's brother, and he's gawking, right? Didn't ever notice that. And this is my character, the Marauder. That's Kaito Naruto Kaito, or Kai. And Gurutashi, he's the third Gurutashi. And if you go down all these, I think that type of sense, which are screenshots, not videos right now. Let's go here. Got a while to go here. I've been trying to play this character. They've always been Gurutashi. Well, no, I can't say that either. Because of Barendd and Thauron Lagnir, the archer, and Sa'al the thaumaturgist, and Barendd the monk, in Uda. They haven't always been Gurutashis. That's Kaito Gurutashi there of Thor. Yeah. And there's Kaito. So today was exciting, but I wanted to keep all this history of Kaido going, but I can't in exchange of getting baseball up and keeping up with, since I can't keep up with him, and I was about to do Marauder 1 through 29 on YouTube for perusal, I am going to skip his videos. There's a lot of backlog to him that isn't exactly Marauder. We spent some time in Pugilist picking up the Haymaker for slow add-on effect before our Butcher's Block and other attacks on Skull Sunder, the Marauder. And he's got some Gladiator in there because Marauder's kind of hard to keep alive in the beginning, so you might cast in the beginning to do Conjuring, but it won't come over into Marauder or Warrior. But at least you would have Protect in your formative years on Final Fantasy while you build up your hit points and other Mind Staff type thing. Whoops. And so you could stay alive. Or you could go Gladiator and start an Uda and start with the shield and have a different parry block strength with your shield type thing, that type of sense to help you stay alive until you can have enough hit points to not really need the shield anymore. And then you can go for more aggressive attack style type thing and switch to a two-handed without even a buckler for a full art swing without the shield. And the shield might have some negligible weight on your shield arm as you swing through type thing, or right, ergonomics through with your swing through in that type of sense. But now if you take the shield off and then you just go with that with an axe type thing that means, which is the same thing, then you might have more momentum to not worry about bumping your shield arm cumbersomely in that. Gives you more free movement. And you're not worried about your hit points because you're no longer a starting character. Fire 5, 700, 8,000 hit points. You can afford to be that aggressive type thing because you're not worried about dying anymore. It was a difficult concept, but it's let's see here, and that's Minfilia, there type thing that means, and there she is, and that's not Kaido, that's Kenpachi. And that was taken November 29, 2014. December 6, 2014 was like the internet thing, but now I was gone from December 6th to March 6th or 7th. So it's been very exciting to get back on. I played Kenpachi's house had already left. That was the Halo house there. I'm not sure if you can see that. And I was offline for 3 months, so my whole housemates were all gone and stuff like that for the online free company. And that kind of, so I started Kaido, like a Naruto Marauder, same Marauder because I enjoy playing Marauder, and different build, tighter build. He's doing pretty great. I will have him up in a couple days at the mansion. That mansion is hilarious, and I think he's got 17 or 1808 hit points right now, and he's one level off from 35, and we just got done with the Hyuk Manor. It'll be good. It'll be good. And so we're gonna do that. I'm gonna take, that's picture 905 out of 1,319, and we've been on Final Fantasy a very, very long time. These are probably Kenpachi too. That's Kenpachi. That's a Pugilist picking up the Haymaker and Featherfoot type thing. The Featherfoot gives you more bounce because you're light on your feet before you do your counter Bruce Lee boxer thing type thing. And your feet, you have your hands first, and then you move your feet. No, you move your feet first, and then you move your hands. You need faster feet to do that thing. And now, then they get slow and wobbly type thing from the Haymaker, and then you Skull Sunder, and then whack, 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 Butcher Block while they're wobbling type thing. It's just another technique thing. Not really the same thing with the Bloodbath and Overpower. But when you hit somebody in Overpower, even if they don't look like they're next to you and like this is here and then they're here type thing and they do like damage, you still take damage from that type thing. That means, and so if there's like 7 or 8 of them type thing times 50, that's 400 damage against your hit point total in the first round. The second round's another 400 for a total of 800 type thing in that type of sense. So when you're the tank like that and you use overpower, sometimes you have to stay sharp to it. That's how their damage comes so fast. Whoops. And so when you turn Bloodbath on, let's say you took 800, but you dealt out whatever your character's doing, like in a sequence of 600, that's 1200, you get a quarter of that back. So you did 1200 to them, and you got 1200 divided by 4, or times 0.25, 0.25, 25 over 100. And that's 300 hit points. And then you would add, you would only take 500 because of the 300 hit points that you blood gain through adrenaline through them, type thing, like a vampiric sword. Oh, yeah. Because you're always gaining life with the bloodbath type thing that means, or Ashram's Lotus War sword. You're draining them in process of while you're taking damage, especially since you're bringing on that much focus damage in that type. You want to make sure you're getting some reverb back for yourself while you're standing on that hellfire. It's again, that's, you know, that sounds crazy, but it's kind of preventive medicine type thing that means. I'm sure it's being seen not as preventive, it's not accurate. One of my videos online demonstrates this, and our fastest time block for like level 15 stronghold, I think it was 3 minutes and 7 seconds. Which could be done faster, I'm sure. But it has a picture with me hitting a bunch of like dickheads, voodoo heads. And they've got black hair, and they took 21, like in the whole group, and I think the lead guy took 34. Now it's from using overpower, and then a quarter of whatever that hit points I did with bloodbath on, from overpower and bloodbath, I would get like, I would execute the overpower, and I would get hit points with the bloodbath. So I hit them for it, and then even though I took like 12, 20 damage type thing, and then I might have taken like 40 or 60 damage. I think some of them were dodge or misses. And then I did a quarter to them out of their 30s, out of their 20s, so that's 100 plus 30, 130. And I got 25 back. So I never went down in hit points. My hit points just stayed up near max. But it doesn't always work that way with bigger whacks type thing, that type of sense. But sometimes it takes a while the cleric to get to you, and you might be like 200 or so short before they can heal you, and then you would be dead. You know, or your character would have to go to the start of the dungeon or something like. But not with Bloodbath, you'll be at 200 or 400 out of 1700 or 1800 type thing. You're still 1400 down, but now the cleric has a little bit more hit point window to work with to keep you alive. You know, before you hit 0 and then they throw a cure at a person at 0 type thing. Oh, well, it's too late. Oh, okay. Oh, that's what you keep doing. Because they can't see you accurately always predict the danger that you're going to be in type things. And you just want to make sure you have a little bit of fuel in the tank type thing. And really, it's tricky, and it's not that tricksy, you know. There's no synthetic derivative or anything like that. There's Barendd and of perversion going on in just what it is. And there's good old Kenkadzu, and he was with the Dawn, Radiant Dawn. That's what he was. And that's Gurutashi, the first one, and Kenkadzu. And not Kaido or Kenpachi, but Kenkadzu. They're all K name. I think the katana of Japanese is spelled with a K, and so that's a sword hunting name for them type thing that means, or warrior name type thing. So they have a lot of like Ken or Kevin. Yeah. Can we say Kevin? Can we do Kevin? And Nate. Those both start with K type thing. And they would go with their dialect of that. I'm trying to think with I don't know what a Chinese longsword's name is in China. I would think that's a T. Like with the tang of the plate or something. Or like a tiger style. But I'm not sure. They do a lot of K's too, like a katana. Anyway, that's China, and then that's Japan. China, don't tell them this. China was 4,000 or 5,000 years ago. Japan, 3,000 years ago. And this was a derivative off of China. China with its certain advancements, and Japan with its is like, that's not our advancement. We'll go live on this island out here while you guys keep your stuff. So they did. And then they lived on that island sliver out there, not Tibet type thing, but that's China, Tibet, and that's Japan type thing, like here versus China. Yeah. And they're like, we'd rather stay out here in our island thing than be on the continent. That's 3,000 years ago. I think that's what they did. Yeah. They might be 5,000 years ago, but that would make them continent descendant type thing, not from the ocean, but from China type thing, and breaking away from them on that. I think that's right. But they would consider their break a break. You know, it just. And then China invented Kung Fu, and the Japanese invented karate. Yeah. Not fu, karate. Yeah. Both are hand gestures. Yeah. One is more on that precision type thing. That's Japanese. And Kung Fu is more of itself type thing in China with, yeah. Like their Boxer rebellion type. Because they don't care if things are probably absolutely derivatively sharp type thing. But they do want their bull punch in there type thing, that type of sense. A lot of clanging and stuff. I shouldn't say that. They do precision in medicine and things of that nature. But it's not of precise physic hitting type thing so much as whoop, you know, type thing that, oh yeah. And I don't think karate of Japanese has a lot of whoop in it. It has a lot of spirit thing before the kendo stick attack type thing at me. But that's not sloppy or anything like that. No. And it's got a snap to it. Yeah. But it's not like a Bruce Lee snap rib thing type thing. No, it's very slender and slight. I think there's a slight derivative to it type thing. Whereas, you know, there's a different Industrial Revolution nature to the Chinese one, I guess, on scrubbers and things like, oh yeah. As long as it gets done, I hope this video isn't banned. So it just. And there's a Thauron type thing too, with high quality HQ, and there. And the Archer. And they all should be up there, but I gotta make space for baseball. But I thought we would go. It's too. Oh man. You'll probably remember too. I thought we could look at Treiya and the whole history of what we were deleting before that. Now, I'm not sure if karate, kung fu enters. It's just a bad way of picturing that. Yeah. People talk about their fu chops type thing and their mustache with that long center goatee type thing of the sage fu type thing, fu type thing that means. Yeah. And then that same fu is at the end of kung fu type thing, that type of sense. That's probably something not correct. And see, then they have that long thing, and that's your fu chops type thing, that type of sense. You know, of your mustache type thing that means, and you have your fu beard, but that's also of kung fu type thing, that type of sense. That's right. Oh, I didn't know that. That's China. With China, that's China, and then that thing in the ocean type thing, not part of the main continent of Russia and China and things like that. The island, that's Hawaii, and that's Japan right there type thing. And this is 5,000 years, and this is like 3,200 or something like that. Yeah, might be like 2,700 or something of that nature. And they've been on the island after that break, whatever China said type thing. They're like, that's it, we're out of here. they were on the same boat like 5,000 years ago type thing, but they split type thing. They're both like here in like some type of strait, Arabia, Red Sea, coming up through India and Africa thing over there all the way. Oh man, there's Africa, there's Red Sea, there's India, and that's land straits into China type thing that means. And they were the same until maybe like an 1800 difference type thing, where like they were here, and then they were like here and here type thing, that type of sense. They were like neighbors, and they still are neighbors type thing, but they were neighbors on the main continent. Now somebody said something type thing, and then they left being neighbors on the main continent. That was about 3,200 years ago or something like that. And they'd start developing different styles, even though they were related to each other from before. Hence why they don't really still talk about that. Same with Tibet and other things. That's a long story, but that's, yeah, the Hatfields and McCoys type thing, that type of sense. Now the McCoys won't say they're no Hatfield in creation or an invention, and they might both have potato guns type thing, that type of sense, but both of them swear that the other's family one is not a potato gun. It's not, it has no realistic value. So it's just, and a lot of borders, or you watch the bridge, the one in Europe one, or watch the American one off of FX or something, if of a separation type thing. Tejas, Mexico, Texas type thing, and legit purchases from other people. Okay, if you're of other, don't watch the. I don't want people getting into some stuff type thing, that type of sense, and remember they're familiar or something. But I just some of it's pretty buried, and it's and some of it probably isn't much. So it just that's Kenkadzu, and do we have a picture of her? And well, that's interesting. Alright, that's Kaedo, and that's back in with the interest of Solar, and that's his axe type thing, and that's Treiya Seven Springs, and we're getting there. She's getting older now, in her adventuring, and I just wanted to let people know before I delete those other videos of its history, I guess, or I was letting myself know of that history. And that's Kaedo, level 28, Trouble on the Road, stuff like that. Because some of these videos are going to now never make the internet because of space. But we are, in exchange of their sacrifice, gonna have baseball. And I'll try to, Treiya, round circle, do I still have that? Since she's still close to creation, more so than Kaedo, because I can't keep all 1 through 29 videos on him. I believe I have, let's go here. Video clips of Final Fantasy. And I have 758 videos of, most of them are Kaedo. I have 758 Final Fantasy videos, and most of them are of our third character in line, but some of them are. And so hopefully I'll get a chance to do some of these events, and we'll get some peaks. That was me being lost in the Hyoke Manor. I apologize. The Hook Manor. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, because even though it's a Japanese game, that might be Huguenot or something. I'm not sure what that is. And they're trying to imitate the other way around. We'll get these in here soon. Now I'll get that up eventually if I'm not burning up time explaining myself now. Yeah, that was loud. And sorry about that. But this is interesting. This is real interesting. And I said a lot. Because to explore that, there's a bunch of keys. There's like 7 or 8 keys in there. And you have to go from like the cellar, and then you've got to return. Once you get the 7th key, you have to hit your return button. Thinking that will send you home, but it doesn't. It sends you to the beginning of that manor. And then you can use the 8th key or something like that, or the 6th key and use the 7th key. Yeah. I'm not sure if it's that convenient, but that's what's going on. Here's my hit points. And that's us here. Yeah, our current finger is slow. We'll get some of that up there. And of Treiya, found that really neat thing here. There was a maintenance thing last night, and I was trying to get some work in there before that. I go to school, I'm a Keller graduate. It's a good school. It's good exposure. It's a good school. And I have my master's in project management in MPM. That's why some of my stuff, you'll see like MPM on behind my name. And that's why I've never worked in industry. I went back to school. I was at school from 2012 to 2014-15 with North Central University. But my writing style and my other work didn't match up with them. I was 86.6% done with my foundation classes, and my doctoral out of 60 credits necessary. I think it's 60. And I got I pretty much dismissed myself, but I got dismissed as not, good work. So I was in school from 2012, 2015, 2010 to 2012 for the Master's in Project Management, and there's that guy. That looks like the Sa'al guy with the shave. Now I'm back to Keller with my Master's in Business Administration. I'm going to school for this. I completed the project management one. I'm not sure if that makes any sense. That's project management, which is thought of as business administration. I did this in 2012. Now it's my character doing that. And then in the last minute, grid 22, 25, love from here, and he came in, and she came in. Here's all places, open places. I kept going to Karen, and that is Treiya with her mana. Gaining 2100 Deep with Destiny, 2100 experience. She did great. She did great. Okay. All right, let's go make some space for baseball, and then hopefully later on today we'll have baseball up.